I mean, I'm a producer. I make beats. Saint Thrilla makes beats. That's who I am. That's what I do. It's my favorite thing to do in the world.
Yeah.
Is make beats. And did I say I make beats?
It is another episode of Feed the DJ podcast with your favorite girl on the rocks. Of course, y'all, it has been a crazy 2 weeks since we were last here in the studio. If you guys didn't get a chance to check out the latest episode that dropped today, that is the episode featuring BMC Smooth. Make sure you guys go check that out. You can listen to it on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon. Go on YouTube and watch it. But it just dropped today, so make sure you guys check it out. But the last few weeks have been so busy. I have been a party animal. I've been turning up, and it's been really nice. And not just on some, I just want to go out and party, but just going out and supporting other DJ friends of mine, going out and supporting some of the folks in the community, and just constantly networking and meeting new people to bring to you for Feed the DJ podcast. So, hey everybody, it's your favorite girl on the rocks, of course, and we are so happy to connect with you, and we're happy that you have stuck around with us all the way through season 3 of Feed the DJ podcast. Now, if you're listening on Apple Podcasts and Spotify, please remember to give us a 5-star review. You can leave us comments, let us know who you want to see on the show. You can send us questions, anything you want, we want to hear from you. So again, leave us a 5-star review and let us know what you're thinking of season 3 so far. So big shout out to the Moody Bros. Their B-Cuts party that was last week and was awesome. Guys, check out my shirt. They gave me a shirt. It was so nice. I also got this really nice bracelet. I didn't wear it today. I should have worn it today. But either way, shout out to the Moody Bros. The B-Cuts was so much fun. We had it over at a Flagship, and it was a vibe. The music was amazing. The marketing was great. The drinks were awesome. Everything down to a T. The food was really good, too. So definitely check them out because I know they do those events every few months. So make sure you guys follow the Moody Bros so that you can be at the next one because it was a vibe. But yeah, we have a lot going on. I was actually gifted a BMC sweatsuit as well on the last episode. So make sure you guys watch out because I'm definitely going to be wearing that on the show. I love wearing merch on the show. So if you guys have any merch, let me know and I'll wear it right here on the show and give you a shout out. So we have another amazing guest here on the show, of course, like we always do. We're here at our home base, Hub 17, with Saint Thrilla today.
Yes.
Thank you for joining me.
I'm very, very grateful to be here. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, I've been talking about getting you on the show for a while, so I'm happy we can make it happen.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
And we actually got to work together last year for the first time. Yeah. So tell us a little bit about your last project and how it's been going, because we had so much fun at the release party, and you had a lot going on after the release party to put it out and promote it and everything. So how has that been going for you?
Yeah, so my last project was called Blow on a Flame. It was from Young Moth.
Yeah.
And that was a lo-fi beat album. And with that album, I took some pictures and I put it in a book and I packaged it like a CD and had a release party that you hosted, which was amazing.
It was so much fun.
It was so awesome. Shout out to SI Arts.
Yeah.
I got the grant from Staten Island Arts. And they helped me put that all together. It was so much fun. I got to have the designer Dreams and Jay Bugs, who's been on this show.
Yes.
They killed it. It was so dope. It was so much
vibe.
fun. Yeah.
Now, I want to actually piggyback off of the Staten Island Arts grant that you were actually granted to be able to do that event. I want to come back to that. But before we do that, I kind of want everyone to know who you are. Really tell us who you are from the beginning to now. What people can expect from you. Who is Saint Thrilla?
I mean, I'm a producer. I make beats. Saint Thrilla makes beats. That's who I am. That's what I do. It's my favorite thing to do in the world.
Yeah.
Is make beats. And did I say I make beats?
Well, how did you get introduced to making beats?
So when I was in high school, I had a couple friends that rapped, and I always wanted to rap.
Yeah.
And one of them told me about a program he used called FL Studio, called it Fruity Loops. He was like, yeah, I got it for Christmas, use it to make beats. And I was just like, make what? Huh? I never thought about the concept of who made or how the beats were made.
Yeah.
I remember being young, sitting in the car with my parents and hearing some music and being like, what are those sounds in the back? Like, how do they make that? Like, where does that music come from?
Yeah.
So fast forward, I'm in high school. My friend tells me about this program. I'm like, bro, that sounds crazy. A computer program. I had seen beat machines before, but I was like, a computer program, that sounds crazy. Downloaded like a couple demos of different, like, because I was like, I was trying to impress my friends. If I can make my own beats, record at home, and then rap, I could just come in with an album, boom, and impress my friends.
Yeah.
I started making beats, and I said, that rap shit's for the birds, bro. I'll let that go, bro. This is what I want to do.
Wow.
This is where I am. This is what I want to do.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's insane. Like, so from there, you were just like, all right. Well, were you making the beats for your friends? Were they also artists?
They were artists, but like I wasn't able to yet. You
Okay.
know, it was the learning curve was so steep. You know, I had so much to learn.
Yeah.
From the musical concepts just to the technical aspects of using the computer program. It was a long journey. You know, this was back in, about to date myself. This was back in like 2004.
Okay.
So it took me a while to be able to really make something that I would give to somebody and be like, hey, you want to rap on this?
Yeah.
So I didn't get to that point for a while.
But that's good, you know? Like, I think definitely in this day and age, like, everybody's just like, I'm going to go out and I'm just going to do this thing, like, without really doing that homework and doing the work to really perfect it. So I think that's important.
Thank you.
Now, before we go on, give us the history behind the name Saint Thrilla.
Ooh.
Yeah. Yeah.
That is a good question. So first of all, there was a point in my life where, like, I used to have braids, and I stopped wanting to cut my hair. I was in like a weird place with what I wanted to do with my hair, and I was into this weird kind of rockabilly, 50s look at the time, and I was like trying to get my hair slicked back, like those greaser guys.
Yeah.
And while I was doing that, I was out at a show, like a local like metal show, and one of my friends was like, yo, you look like Michael Jackson, because my hair was a little, it was all like relaxed and a little curly, and had a little curly. He was like, you look like Michael Jackson, bro. I'm about to start calling you Thrilla. And it stuck. I couldn't believe it stuck. And then a couple years later, the Saint came from a really arrogant moment where I was, I knew this girl, and she had a boyfriend, but she was talking to me on the side. And we never did anything, but I was like, man, I'm such a good person for not, doing anything with this girl. I'm a saint. And then I was like, Saint Thrilla. It's awful. It's terrible. It's terrible. It's such an awful thing, bro.
Oh my goodness.
But I kept it. I was like, I mean, at the same time also though, and this shows, I think, throughout a lot of my imagery.
Yeah.
I came up from not really a religious background, but, I was raised Catholic. So the kind of imagery and religious artwork of like the Catholic Church and some of the darker themes of that, I was always really into. So I really kind of leaned into that, and it kind of all made sense.
Okay. Yeah. Well, thank you for bringing me in. Honestly, I love learning about someone's name because it's always an amazing story attached to it. Thank you for that.
Thank you for asking.
Now, I want to come back into, you had the Staten Island Arts Grant so that you were able to do your album release party.
Yes.
I think that is a big hurdle to get over as an artist or even a creative, to really take the time, because it's a lot of work. It's a lot that you have to prepare for. And I just recently did a submission for a grant for the podcast. And it makes you sit down and really look at your project like, oh, it's not just this cool idea I came up with. Like, I really have to get myself in order here. So if you can explain that process, it doesn't have to be super specific to Staten Island Arts Grants.
Yeah.
Because there's plenty of grants out there, and if you guys are looking for funding for your creative projects. But just the behind the scenes of what it was like to do it.
Yeah.
And win, because the anticipation from when you submit it to when you win, it's like a 4-month gap.
Yes. I believe it had gotten submitted in like the fall, and then I was like, I found out in like March. One piece of advice I would give people is hire a grant writer if you can. Like, you can find them on Fiverr, or if you just know someone who knows how to write grants. I had help. Shout out to Zoe Tirado.
Yeah.
Zoe! Yeah, she helped me write the grant. Shout out to Dave Noodles. Dave Noodles also walked me through the grant application as well. Because the application was thick, but you have to, really think about what the project is that you're doing and explain it. Explain what you're going to use the funding for and how it's going to affect the community. And it really makes you kind of reflect on, like, what am I doing and how does this serve anyone, aside from myself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I definitely agree. Most of the answers and what I put in the submission for the grant, I kept just for myself, just moving forward. You know what I'm saying? Like, even how I want to speak about the podcast and, like, put it out there to just anyone in regular conversation. You know what I'm saying? It's like I have numbers and measurables now.
Yes. So, measurables and deliverables are important.
Yeah.
Also letting them know, like, when I do this with this money, this is what we are going to have at the end of this. This is what's going to happen. I'm going to be able to give you this amount of, for my thing, I made like 100 CDs. Yeah. CD-esque things. Like, it was a CD case and came with a booklet, and the CD was just a sticker with a QR code. Yeah. And I feel bad because every time I give one to somebody, everybody's like, "Oh my God, is it a real CD?" And I'm like, "Nah, bro, ain't
gotcha.
Don't nobody have anything to
like,
play that with."
How are you even gonna listen to it?
My car does not. I know one person who still has a CD player.
Really?
He listens to it. Yeah, he's super cool.
Well, wait, I also want to touch on what is it like to have the grant and give the feedback after the event or whatever it is that you get the grant is for. Like, what is the process after everything has happened? Yeah,
so there was basically, it was almost like another application.
Really? I'm asking the questions because I'm trying to get the scoop.
It isn't anything crazy though. They just want to know, like, how it went.
Yeah.
What did you do, and they would also like to know what you would do differently to improve it, which is super helpful because then obviously that also makes you reflect on where could I have done better with this, and what steps will I take next time. And I encourage everyone to apply for grants. Yeah. It seems daunting. It is daunting, but what you get on the other side of it is worth it. And it was my first and only event. I'd never done an event before. So many people came together and helped me with it. It was an amazing experience. Yeah. And I'm so grateful for that. And I will never take that back.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree with that. Because when you're doing events and you're just a creative in general, you really don't give yourself time to kind of look back on what you did and, like, correct yourself and critique yourself. We just get to the next thing. Like, what's next? All right, we did that. All right, it's done. It's good. We had a great time. All right, what's next? You know what I mean? So I think that's a cool thing about grants too, like having to go back and say, oh, you know what? This was really great. Maybe I will try this a little differently some next time, So
yeah, for sure.
Important. Now, you've got such a wide range of influences, right? Between death metal to classical. So how does that show up in your music that you're creating?
So when I first started making beats, like, one of my first favorite producers is like Just Blaze, and he was all sampling on the MPC. So I love sampling. And finding out, like, hearing an original song and, like, what it turns into sampled is, like, so crazy. Yeah. Oftentimes, like, I was listening to different kinds of music since I was little, like, since high school. I had a lot of friends who were into different kinds of rock, punk, hardcore, metal. So all those things before I even started making beats, like, I was kind of, like, into. But making beats really helped open that up because, like, you now hear all these kinds of music in a different perspective, in, like, a different way. So that's one of the ways it shows up is through sampling. But a lot of it also shows up just melodically and stylistically, like you mentioned death metal, like, I'm a big, like, deathcore fan, and, like, black metal fan, and they have a lot of really, like, dark melodic themes, and I really love that. I love the hard stuff. I love the dark stuff, and I'll hear any sound and be like, I want to put some hard-ass drums on that. Yeah. I'll take it. And if I can't take it, I will make something like it. That's where it shows up the most.
Awesome. And when you sit down to make a beat, what's the first thing that you are focusing on? Do you start with the melody, the drums, or do you just vibe out until something kind of clicks?
I usually start with the melody.
Okay.
Because the melody is where I find the feeling. Like where, how a melody sounds is what dictates the emotion, what dictates the story and the journey. Like I could, when it comes to sampling, I use a lot of loops. I'll like find melody loop packs and use those, and I could just listen to those for hours. Just listen to just melody loops. You know, they just sound beautiful, crazy, dark, happy, sad, you know, depressing. And then when I find one that just like really touches me, pause or not.
Why not?
When I find one that really like speaks to me, you know, really resonates with me, then I go to the drums. You know, then I establish the rhythm on it, and the rhythm is, I don't know, like the rest of the story. You know, that really, it tells you, like, the melody for me is like the feeling, and then the rhythm is like where the feeling goes. Yeah.
That makes sense. I got you.
Yeah.
You got across.
Yes. Yeah. How the feeling is expressed. That's what I meant to say. Yeah. How the feeling is expressed. Because I can have something that's kind of sad and then make something kind of slow, like make some drums that are kind of slow, subdued on it, and then it's like, okay, it's sad. Or I can take something that's kind of sad and throw some really hard drums on it, and it's like the sadness is now not just sadness, but there's a little bit of anger to it. Yeah. You know, and direct aggression, you know. It's like directing energy. It's all energy.
At the end of the day, you're a magician, moving it around.
Man, I'm a saint.
You know, I was thinking about that when I was like, I want to ask him where he got this name from, because being a saint is a big responsibility.
Like, why would I even say that? Why would I say that? I remember, I think I was like 21 or 22 when I came up with that name. Yeah. So that shows the type of like mind frame I was. But, you know, that's also what happens when you're, like, working at a job you don't like. Yeah. And you've got nothing to do but think. You know, you just think crazy thoughts, crazy things, arrogant things.
Yes. So you've worked with some really dope artists from here in Staten Island. We have names like Tyrone Briggs, Hypno Carlito, and, of course, 303 BAM. So what's been one of your favorite studio sessions so far?
Recently, speaking of Hypno Carlito, for those who don't know, Hypno Carlito is an artist from Chicago. He's like affiliated with OTF, Lil Durk. Yeah. You know, me and my brother Bam. 303. First of all, 303 Bam is my blood brother. He is my younger brother. A lot of people don't realize this. They don't believe it sometimes because he's a little lighter and he's like really tall. That is my blood brother. We'll get into that history too later if you want.
Yeah, for sure.
Him and I have been into the Chicago music scene since like we were young.
You guys just went to Chicago, no?
We did.
Yeah, okay.
We was in Chicago twice this past year.
Awesome.
Yeah, and we always wanted to go to Chicago and make music, and in December we did.
Nice.
And I was in the room, you know, with Hypno Carlito, Coca Kaepernick, SM100, these dope producers and artists. Yeah. And we were just like in the studio kind of waiting around. We were like in between things we had to do. And the SM, he's a producer and engineer and a rapper. He was like, anybody got some beats? And I was like, it's my time to shine. I was like, yes. Of course I got some beats.
I'm so happy you asked.
And this was one of the best studio sessions because it was really validating. You know, like I sent over just like 3 beats. Yeah. And the first one they played, everybody was like, ooh.
Oh, I love that reaction.
The second one, Hypno stopped and said, pull that one up right now. Just lost it in my head. I remember saying to myself.
Lost it in your head, but when you were standing there, what were you looking like?
I was just like.
Chilling. Right.
I remember actually, if you go on my threads, I tweeted. We don't use Twitter though. I really does this. Like I really do this. Like that was that moment when I affected an artist. I affected this person's mood and feeling and what they wanted to do. They said, I need to. And then he laid a verse and a hook on it immediately. And I was just like, and I have it. And nobody has it. And I have it.
It's in the vault.
It's crazy. It's in the vault. I don't even know what to do with it.
Yeah.
It's crazy. That was one of my favorite sessions, you know. But me and my brother, Bam, we have so many sessions where when we get locked in, you know, we come out the studio with like 6 finished songs. And I'm just like, Sometimes, man, it's like I don't even know where the doubt comes from at when I listen to the music, bro. It's like what am I ever doubting? This is real heat. This is real heat.
And you just went for it and just did it. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? I love that feeling. I definitely would agree. Like, sometimes you just got to rip the Band-Aid off and just do that thing you were thinking of. Don't worry about what people are going to think. Don't worry about anything. Just have fun with it, you know?
Yes.
And making music with your brother, I mean, is that easier than working with anyone else?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Like when I first started making beats, you know, I was making beats. Now, like you mentioned Tyrone Briggs.
Yeah.
So Fluky and Ty, back in the day, they were the pack, TRP, the real pack. And, you know, they were two older dudes in high school who were rapping. They were friends with my brother Diddy. You know, a lot of people know Diddy on the island. And when I first started making beats, I was like, oh my God, I want to make beats for them.
Yeah.
And then like later I actually got to do that. Actually was dope. And when I first when I was like, okay, I can kind of make beats now, I was like, now I need to kind of learn to record. When I first started to learn to record, I was like, I need a test subject. And I was like, bam. He was like 11 and boom. And then he started, like he had already, you know, he'd always been like rapping, you know, like,
Yeah.
I mean, I have 3 brothers. And so like hip hop is just what we did. Let's
Are you
rap.
the oldest, middle?
Bam's the youngest, then me, then there's one, and then there's another.
Okay,
You know,
gotcha.
Yeah. We're an army. We're a gang. You know, you can't, if you know that somebody on Staten Island knows the name Hurtado. Everyone on Staten Island like knows a Hurtado, like, you know. And once he started recording, it was over for him. He was like, this is who I am now. This is what I do. And it's been like blood and fire ever since.
Wow. So 303 Records. Let's talk about it.
Yes. I mean, 303 is, you know, the name me and Bam came up with because it's from our neighborhood, Mariners Harbor 10303. And we were just like, I don't know, we're just kids from the 303. Like, that's just what we do. So that's who we are.
Yeah.
You know, and right now it's just me and him. I mean, and we have, you know, a bunch of people affiliated with us, you know, like our boy Jay Buggs, producer King M, boy Navajo, you know, 303 Huncho. There's a bunch of us, but right now, who are like the people who are doing like, look, when it comes to actually like us releasing stuff on 303 Records, it's just, you know, me and Bam right now. I'm like his executive producer because I make most of his beats, but I don't make all of his beats.
Yeah.
Because one thing I love more than my beats are other producers' beats.
That's actually very interesting. I was going to ask that, like, you know, is it like, damn, you got that beat from someone else? Like, damn, bro, you didn't want to,
Nah.
You know what I mean?
I've never felt like that because when I started recording him, my beats were not good enough. You know, like I knew that because we would get beats off of YouTube and I was like, my shits don't sound like that. And some of my favorite songs, some of my favorite 303 Bam songs are on beats that other producers have made because, you know, everybody has a different perspective. So like I hear things and like, I would have never done that.
Yeah.
I love that stuff.
How often are you collaborating with other producers?
Not often enough,
you
know, but I've got a lot of things in the works right now. You know, I've done a bunch of collabs in the past with Jay Buggs. I got mad collabs with King M. Devo, he's another producer that I work with a lot on the island. Damn, I hope I'm not forgetting anyone else. I mean, I recently was at a networking event, a Cymatics networking event, and I met some producers. I met this dude named SOS Beats, and he sent me a sample pack, and it's insane. Shout out to him. I love collaborating. Yeah. I love collaborating. It's so much fun.
It's necessary, you know,
it is.
Especially to make sure you get into those rooms where you're able to have these conversations and feed off of others creatively. It makes a lot of sense to do so. Sure. And, you know, Staten Island's music scene has been bubbling for some time now, especially the North Shore. We're making noise. So where do you see it going, and how do you think you and 303 Records can fit into it?
Where do I see the Staten Island music scene going?
Yeah.
I see it becoming a regional powerhouse in New York City. You know, every borough in New York City has, like, New York City's music scene is New York City's music scene.
Right.
You know, it's huge.
Its own.
And every borough has its own style, you know, and ours is underserved, underappreciated, forgotten about. I mean, I get it. We're a little far. You know, you got to take a
And I think we need
boat.
just maybe 2 more venues. It's really the venues that is the problem. Shout out to Hub 17.
Shout out to Hub 17.
Yeah, no sound, stage, lights. Like, we got everything you need. Hey, everybody. It's your favorite girl on the rocks, of course. And we are here at our home base, Hub 17 NYC. If you are a lover of podcasts or want to get your own podcast started, make sure you follow Hub 17 NYC so you can get a tour of our facility and learn how you can bring your ideas to life. But I will definitely say, as far as performance venues, I think that's one of the reasons why.
Yes. There needs to be more shows. Yeah. And they can't all happen at the same place.
Yeah.
You know, it's so funny because every time I'm going out, mom asks me where I'm going. I'm just like, oh, I'm going to this release event, blah, blah, this party. And you're like, where's that? I'm like, Hub 17.
Hey, you know, this is where it's at.
But like, we're also like, it's like music events. You know, it could be a personal family party. It could be a networking event. It can be like an art gallery space. It could be a podcast. It really is a creative hub. Yeah. You know, it's such an amazing compound. But yeah, we need more venues. Yeah. And if we have more venues, I could see it, you know, us getting more notoriety and respect within the broader New York community. And where does 303 Records fit in there? I mean, you know, we're just trying to be a part of creating the good music, you know, for the people, for sure.
If you could build, now this might be a tough one, but if you could build the perfect Staten Island all-star album, who's on it?
I've thought of this.
Have you?
Yeah. I had this idea to like try to do something like that, but like I couldn't get it together. Yeah. That is a tough question though.
Yeah, it is, right? Because you want to incorporate everyone.
But you can't.
Right?
Because let's be real. Not everyone's that nice. Ooh. Like, I'm going to be honest, that's another reason why Staten Island, actually. So, because Staten Island is small, I always felt like because New York City is so big, like Manhattan, right? Yeah. You can go to Manhattan on a Friday night, and you could probably see 10 shows if you ran around the city fast enough. You know, there's always something going on. There are so many artists that you got to be nice to stand out. Yeah. Staten Island, there's not that many venues. There's not as many artists, you know, so a lot of people, you know, are just a little lackluster, you know. There's not everybody's like that dope. So that is a tough question, because I would also don't want to ever hurt anybody's feelings. Right. I don't ever want to tell anybody their music is trash, because like your art is your art and it's your expression, and that's beautiful at the end of the day, like full stop. But of course, like I got 303 BAM, I got Ty, I got Fluke.
Yourself.
Oh, I mean, I'm only thinking about like rappers.
Okay.
Like,
but you would definitely be a part of the production.
Oh, for sure.
Okay, gotcha.
Oh, yeah. Like, I mean, without me on it, like,
come on now.
Staten Island, like, all-star.
Come on.
With the beats. I can easily say I make some of the hardest beats on Staten Island. Like, I say that with confidence. I'm not saying I'm the best, because I don't believe in a best, you know, because everything is different. Yeah. Damn. Oh my God. Now I feel really bad, because now I'm forgetting. I'm drawing a blank for all the rappers.
Listen, it's all right, you guys.
And I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings.
Maybe we need to put this thing together.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Maybe we got a whole year. Yeah. You know? Yeah. So maybe we'll circle back on this. Okay. But I'm excited because we get to hear some of your beats today. Yes. So what can we expect from your live set today? So, I mean, I just got some beats. I got some remixes I've done. Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of it.
Okay,
yeah,
I'm excited.
Little effects and stuff like that.
Now, every producer and artist in general has like their weird quirks or habits, right? So what's one thing you do in the studio that might make people look twice or look at you like, that's not normal? It's kind of weird.
I don't know. I feel like everything I do is really normal.
Yeah?
Yeah, like, I mean...
My thing is, when I get really comfortable... like DJing and I'm like really like feeling good about a set, I always take my shoes off. Even like here in the studio, it's funny, like Kenny always notices it whenever I sit down and we start recording. I kick my shoes off. Like right now I have Tim's on, so
you can't
they're still on, and it's a little cold today.
She's not having a good time.
But usually I have like a little slides or something. I always kick them off. Like that's my thing. I always like just immediately take my shoes off and get comfortable.
Okay, so one thing that might be when I start to really lock in, and like I'm sitting in a chair like this, I always end up like sitting on the chair, like cross-legged on the chair. I don't know what it is about that. Maybe I just need a different kind of chair or something. But it's like with any chair though. Like that's when I'm locked in. I need to be like I don't know, in some kind of yoga pose or something.
Let it in, let it out. I can feel
Go up
the
the threes.
So tell me what's next for you, especially for the year of 2025. Any new projects? I know you're going to be collaborating this year. Any surprises? Any leaks you want to give the people?
I don't have any surprises. Actually, so I have a beat tape coming out on March 3rd on 303
Nice.
Day. Yeah. It's called La Colección 2015, the 2015 collection. It's a bunch of beats I made in 2015 that I found, and I like kind of reworked them a little bit. That was a very pivotal time in my life.
Yeah.
So there's like a lot of emotion and story in those tracks. And so so that's like from the day we're shooting this. That's like by the time this comes out, I don't know, it might be out. It might be out a little late. Maybe it doesn't come out on 303 Day. I sure hope it does. I'm getting down to the wire.
Yeah.
But lots of collaboration. When 303 Bam and I went to Chicago, we were working on we were extras in a movie called Hello Grace that Hypno Carlito was shooting.
Nice.
Hypno Carlito he's an artist, but he's also like an independent filmmaker, and he does a bunch of stuff. So, he's been working on films. We had some music in his last movie, Primary Position. So
Awesome.
We're extras in this movie called Hello Grace. That's coming out next year, hopefully around the holidays. So there's going to be more collaborations with people from Chicago. Like I mentioned, like SM and Coca, Sydney August, who's an OTF. She signed to OTF Records.
Yeah.
She's an amazing singer.
So do you think you're going to have to travel over to Chicago a few more times
I'm
this year?
so planning on it, actually. Me and Ben were talking about going to Chicago again. Because you know what? We've gone to Chicago twice, in December and in January.
Oh, so it was back to back.
It was so cold.
Yeah, I was just about to ask, how was the weather?
So cold. And then to come back to New York,
and it was still
so
cold.
cold. I'm trying to see what Chicago's like, in the summer. See what
How
it's
long
like
is
when
that
it gets
flight?
cracking. Like 2.5 hours.
Oh, okay. Not
Yeah, it's
bad.
very, very short. Yeah.
I've never been to Chicago.
It's a
gotta
real
check it
cool
out.
city. It like downtown Chicago looks like Manhattan, but like prettier and cleaner.
Maybe you guys do some shows out there. We bring Feed the DJ out
Yo,
on the road. I be saying this a lot, y'all.
Girl
Like,
on
we
the
going
Rocks.
outside.
Girl on
this
the Rocks
year.
being our tour DJ. Bam told me to tell you what's up too. He couldn't make it today.
Hey, tell him to come through. We gotta interview him.
So
we gotta get him on the show.
He would. We need a DJ because I don't want to be the DJ. I've pretended to be a DJ before, and it's not. It's crazy with all the like technical and crazy stuff I do, like with making beats.
Yeah.
I see a DJ controller though, and I'm just like, that looks crazy to me. Like that looks crazy.
It's a lot of stuff going on the DJ board. But the cool thing is, for the most part, most controllers have the same elements.
Mm-hmm.
All of them are different, and they have a few things that are a little different, but for the most part, the skeleton is the same.
Mm-hmm.
So that's good. But hey, listen, we'll talk.
For
We'll
sure.
talk.
For
Let's
sure.
talk. So before we get into this live set, what's the one thing you want people to feel when they hear Saint Thrilla production?
I want them to feel the emotion in the track. Like I want them to feel it though.
Yeah.
Like when I make a beat, especially when like I hear a melody that I like feel it in my chest. You know, like if it's like anger or sadness, because that's kind of where my music tends to go, like, you know, really like dark stuff, angry stuff, sad stuff. So it's like I want you to feel the pain or the anger, like feel the suffering, feel like have empathy for whatever soul that this melody came from or that the track came from. I want that to translate to whatever the artist is doing, so that way when an artist makes a song to one of my beats and someone listens to it, they can be like, damn, man, I really felt his song. Like I just want to help the artist
get their point across
and really set that stage for them So that's what I want people to feel when they hear one of my productions.
Hey everybody, it's your favorite girl on the rocks, of course, and we couldn't have another season of Feed the DJ podcast without shouting out Indulge NYC. They help us to feed our DJs. If you are someone who likes a sweet treat, especially at the end of a gig, look no further. Indulge NYC is a women-owned and operated company right here in Staten Island, and they provide us with cookies, cakes, and all different types of pastries here on the show. So make sure you check them out on Instagram and let them know that Feed the DJ sent you. Now, I have some Indulge NYC cookies. These are really good. You guys, I'll be trying not to eat the cookies before we get on the camera because I want to experience the flavors with you, but I couldn't help myself.
She could not.
You know?
I saw her do it.
I snatched from before we started recording. But you know, it's Indulge NYC over here all day. And today we have the cookies and cream. Oh my goodness. Here, I'm just going to open this. You take which one you want. They're chunky. They're perfect. Go ahead. Enjoy.
One thing about me, I have an unreasonable sweet tooth.
Really? Oh, so this is perfect.
This is too perfect.
You can take some of them home.
When you like hit me up about being on the show, I was like, yes.
I just want the cookies.
I can't wait to find out the flavor of the day.
Yeah, that's my favorite part of Sunday too. Sometimes I'm like, oh, I can't wait to find out. Yep.
Oh, gee.
Yeah, right? Exactly. Maybe you know, for the plot. Mm-hmm. Kenny, we got a few more for you. All right. But yes, what do you think about the cookies and cream? You got the Oreo crumbles with the chocolate chip. It's so soft. The texture.
So soft. It's so soft. So good. It's moist. I know, that's one of the most hated words in America, moist. It's so moist. And filling.
Yeah.
And so rich. That's the word I want to use. Rich. Decadent.
We got to give her that good review. Those good.
5 stars.
A million. Thank you so much. Make sure that you follow Indulge NYC because they're always really good to have at events. And you threw such an amazing release party. So I'm excited to see some of the events that you have coming up in the future.
Yes, definitely. Also,
we do a live show at the end of the season where we invite everybody to come back out. So I would love to have you do a set.
Oh, for sure.
We do vendors, we have food, drinks, and I try to have some of the guests from the show come back and do another set with us. So yes. I think it'll be fun.
Yes.
And it gives an opportunity for some of our audience to come out to Hub 17 and meet you guys in real life. So definitely come out. I'll send you the information as it gets there. Mm-hmm. It'll probably be in the summer of this year, so look out for that. Now, we're going to jump into the set. If you can, just let us know where we can find you online so we can listen to your music. I know, right? It's like, I got all this cookie in here.
You can find me at Saint Thrillah on everything. It's like Thriller, like Michael Jackson Thriller, but with an AH at the end. And Young Moth 3, or just Young Moth if you're looking on Spotify and Apple Music. That's my lo-fi project.
Yeah.
A lot of people ask me, like, are you Young Moth? No, Young Moth is not a person.
Okay, thank you, because you seen how I made 2 flyers for
you,
right? And I was just like, I'm just going to do this because I don't know if I should or not, but I was like, let me just do it just to be safe.
Young Moth was a person at one point. And then
now he's a moth.
And now they're no longer a person. That is not, like, it was an artist name.
Okay.
And now it's just my lo-fi beats.
Gotcha.
Is under Young Moth. I am not Young Moth. Don't call me Moth. I mean, you can call me whatever you want. You can call me Moth if you want. I might not answer because that's not my name, so I'm not going to recognize it. But if I catch on, then maybe I'll answer. I don't know. Whatever. Yes.
Now, actually, before you go, your latest project, can you translate the title for me?
Yeah, the 2015 collection.
Okay,
yeah.
So, okay,
yeah,
got it. You guys, we're going to learn Spanish here on Feed the DJ. All right. So make sure you guys follow Saint Thrilla. We're about to get into this live set. You guys, we're going to finish eating these cookies and have a good time here in the studio at Hub 17, of course. It's your favorite girl on the rocks. I don't bite, I just DJ. Bye. Hey everyone on YouTube. I'm so happy to see you. Thank you for watching Feed the DJ podcast. We just want to remind you to turn your notifications on and hit that subscribe button so you can be the first to see all of the new episodes in season 3. You can leave us questions and reviews in the comments below.
I told Bam after the game, you're too nice. I said I'd strangle a couple of these guys. If I was you, I would. Thriller for the 3. Shout out my brothers, man. You know this one for the guys. K, Thriller 3, you know how we coming.
Top dog shit. They were saying I was going crazy, never lost it. Now I pick her up in the Mercedes and I'm frosted. 23-0, we took the lead. Watch me talk shit. Everybody see me on my top dog shit. They were saying I was going crazy, never lost it. Pick her up in the Mercedes and I'm frosted. 23-0, we took the lead. Watch me talk shit. Everybody see me on my. Why they act like they know type of time I'm on? We made 100 songs this month, cause that's the vibe I'm on. Slide into the bird, I hit a bro. What side you on? He said, what's the word? You know what I be on. Rubber bands in my stash box. I'ma run the floor and stay on point. We on the blacktop. Every day with me, I took that pen, I earned my draft spot. Now they tryna come hang with the gang cause of my last drop. Now I'm going harder, we want cash flow. Anytime I step up in the spot, I let a bag go. Sip a honey jack with Uncle Shots and we in bag mode. When we going hard, feeling the flood with some bad. I was going crazy, never lost it. Now I pick her up in the Mercedes and I'm frosted. 23-0, we took the lead. Watch me talk shit. Everybody see me on my top dog shit. They were saying I was going crazy, never lost it. Now I pick her up in the Mercedes and I'm frosted. 23-0, we took the lead. Watch me talk shit. Everybody see me on my. I've been in the gym. I'm with OEM. Cause I'll let it bang like it's easy. I call up the gang, now they rolling in. Said you finna what? Then you better spit. I get a couple friends and now I'm leaving with them. It's a slumber party, said they want me got them freezing with them. VVS the neck, I almost thought I was anemic. Light show, I'm sorry about the They said we fell off, made me laugh, I said you dreaming. We got faster cars with custom top dog shit. They were saying I was going crazy, never lost it. Now I pick her up in the Mercedes and I'm frosted. 23-0, we took the lead. Watch me talk shit. Everybody see me on my.
Thriller for the 3. Thriller for the 3. Thriller for the 3.
To phone him, catch him. Keep calling me a rapper, I might be the one to stretch him. He claiming that he game, the only reason for him let him. I told him he a bitch, he ain't no shit, he none special. Off on strike, told him and I'm deaf. But I just took the keys, cause phone him arguing over test. Why you think that he gon' rap for you, he gon' do what I told him? I don't stop at red lights anyway, it's green light when they catch it. Credit text, no. Credit, talk about how my back, no. He a rat, freaking on that net, yeah. Turn you to a pack, yeah. Turn up in that cat, yeah. 40 Glock my gat, one pass that strap, yeah. Take who chain his cap, yeah. That rap money in the trap, yeah. Play with me, get clapped, yeah. Bitch, yeah. So you tough, huh? You ain't get enough, treat you like you crow, all you think you turn, come out cut to dump some, like my cash in lump sum. Niggas don't want these problems. She put coca on her gun, switches on our guns. We can't go for none. Bitch, I put that on my son. Why you shoot him in his back? Cause that pussy try to hand out your pocket, cause I know it ain't no gun. All you geek, turn, huh? Are you geek, turn,